Playoffs begin with the regular season champion on the front row, Perrin Huggins in the Driven Car Wash Chevrolet on the front row, with Ryan Lindemann in the 2.8, the Fruit Stripe Chevrolet, making a rare appearance on the front row, but this is going to be fun to watch. The second longest race of the season, and after last week's debacle at North Wilkesboro, this one's going to be interesting to see how far they get. 160 laps at Charlotte, and the green flag is out. First laps complete at Charlotte. Perrin Huggins being scored as the race leader. Cody McFadden being scored in the second position. We got to restart a couple things here, but the timing and scoring is messed up, but we're going to get this fixed. Don't worry about it. Racing Ricky in the chat tonight. Good to have you in here as well, Rick. It's going to be a great show. Don't you worry. And finally, the timing and scoring works itself out. Jacob Prince being scored at the front of this field. And Nikki Kaufman in that number 14 Ford lining up in that fifth position. Jacob Prince still at the front of this one. Perrin Huggins in the second position. Dakota Long sitting in third in the number 23 TRD Camry with the pride of Bealton, Virginia. Justin Shoup on the outside. We're going to go ahead and fix the terrible broadcast here. Sit tight. We're going to get this taken care of. Can't have a broadcast without something going wrong, can you? But anyway, Jacob Prince to the front of this one. Still no timing and scoring, but we're going to get this worked out one way or the other. Don't you worry. Prince at the front of this one. Justin Shoup to his inside, trying to race side by side into turn number 3. And the 91 has the line to the inside of car number 9. The chrome-numbered Coca-Cola Chevrolet to the outside. Shoup to the inside. Nikki Kaufman in third. Cody McFadden in the fourth position. Perrin Huggins running in fifth, and Dakota Long behind the number 8 regular season champion, with Connor Cordes in the Busch Chevrolet in second. And still no timing and scoring, so this is going to be kind of a problem if we don't get this figured out, but we'll get this figured out, don't worry. Jake Prince still at the front of this one. Justin Shoup in second. Ricky, I can confirm everything you're saying. Don't worry about it, pal. We got you covered. And if you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. Appreciate you, Ricky, subscribing as well. The chromed 14 to the inside of the 91 coming through turn number 2. McFadden behind them in that 6-4. And the regular season champion, Perrin Huggins, sitting there. That green car to the inside. The John Deere Chevrolet. Just behind Sean Anderson. That's Lucas Reed in the number 3. He's got Michael Bennett just behind him in the 19. And then there's contact. Shane Stone's in the wall after contact from Bennett. The 33 of Brandon Meyer gets around Stone. James Staples in the 2-4 on the outside. Stone now holding up the field. And he's going to the inside. He's going to stay way out of the way. Shout out to Shane Stone. Kyle Chafin in the Access Fishing Double 4 sits behind the 45 of Ryan Von Henschel. Sean Anderson in the 13. He is sitting right behind Dakota Dahl in the 10. Rounding out the top 10, the defending champion Cody Johnson. Ryan Pasoko ahead in that number 2. Cordes up 2 places. Kaufman up 6 places, and now going for 7. Kaufman to the lead in car 14. Still no timing and scoring. This is going to be fun for the rest of the evening. I think trying to do everything except restart the stream to get the timing and scoring to go back up. But we're gonna figure this out sooner or later. Kaufman's in that 14 to the inside of car 91. Perrin Huggins in the 8 on the outside. 2 by 2, 3 rows deep. Cody McFadden almost getting caught on the front end of Connor Cordes in that 5. And the playoffs do start in this race. Nick Kaufman in the 14. Justin Shoup in the 91 running 1-2. And all the drivers in today's race trying to stay just above that red line. Everybody 12th on up makes it through the playoffs, this being race number 1 in these playoffs. Shoup in the 91, Kaufman in the 14 to the inside, Cordes in the 5. Connor Cordes sitting in 6th. He comes into this race 8th in the point standings. Look at this, almost 3 wide for the spot between them. That's unbelievable. That's just awesome. Gotta get this timing and scoring up here one way or another. Hey, we finally got it running. There, I have no idea what the hell I did. I clicked enough buttons and now it works. But Nicky Kaufman still being scored at the front of this one. Slowly but surely, we're going to get this, right? No worries. We're going to get this sooner or later. Let's go on board with Nick Kaufman while we make sure the stream's not going to fall apart now. All right, it hasn't fallen apart for 2 laps, so I think we're going to be all right. Oh, Bama Trama's in the house. Mama Vols making a long-awaited appearance. Mama, we've missed you around here on Rick James TV. So good to have you around these parts once again. Welcome to the ENEA playoffs. Nicky Kaufman leading this one with Dakota Long in the 2nd position. The TRD Camry now trying to come up behind Kaufman in the 14. Jake Prince in the 9, almost scraping up along the wall. I missed you too, Mama. Don't you worry about a thing. Send my love to Terry. Send my love to the whole great volunteer state of Tennessee. Send my love to the Vols as well. Justin Shoup, the pride of Bealton, Virginia, sitting in the 8th spot right now. Sean Anderson behind him. Anderson in the 13 sits just ahead of Shoup in the 91, and defending champion Cody Bartholomew Johnson goes to the inside. And you know what? Let's play a game here. I'm going to run out of B names eventually, so put some B names in the chat for me to put in place of whatever Cody's middle initial is in that 08 car, because I can't figure it out. So we're just going to make up B names the whole night until I get bored. But Cody Brittany Johnson sitting in the 9th position right now. Ryan Pasoko behind him, and look at what's opening up there. Justin Shoup, Dakota Dahl side by side. And how about this guy, Brandon Meyer? First time I'm seeing his name all season long. Maybe? I have no idea. One of the Northeasterners in this race. Meyer opening up the road to Michael Bennett to his inside. Bennett now looking for something on the outside of Meyer. Ryan Von Henschel in the 45, slammed the wall in practice super hard. He's now on the outside of Lucas Reed. At the front of this one, Nicky Kaufman still leads. Jacob Prince has gotten into the 2nd position, and Dakota Long sits right behind him. Perrin Huggins in the 4th spot, and Cody McFadden rolling in the 5th position. Win, and you're in. That is how it goes in these playoffs. Looking at the schedule from here. Charlotte tonight, next week, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Iowa comes after that, and by Iowa, you better be above that red line in the points. If you're not above the red line, it is game over. 2-3 of Dakota Long now behind this 2-man tandem. Jacob Prince to the inside, Nicky Kaufman on the outside, on board with the Toyota of Long. Caution is out for the first time tonight. Cody Johnson, the defending champion, goes off the racetrack. Oh, it's a melee behind him. 1 cars, 2 cars. Is it Shane Stone? Shane Stone doesn't get involved in this one. Not Colton Hefner, not Pete Yetman, who did not start this race. Nicky Kaufman, who's jumped to the pits. What happened to Nick Kaufman in the 14? Oh, he's already been turned around. Have a look. Jacob Prince to the inside of Kaufman. And that does not look good for the 9 car. Connor Cordes will slam into the 14. Ryan Lindemann gets involved in that one. Dakota Dahl catches a piece of it too. And where did Kaufman make contact with Prince? Have a look. This is into the 3rd corner. Down the back straight. Let's put it into the blimp mode and have a look. Yellow car, Kaufman on the outside, Prince to the inside. Prince goes up the racetrack, tags Kaufman in the rear. One more time, have a look. Have a look. Not a good look for the 9 car. Let's go a bit more recent than this. Oh, wow, way too far back. All right, let's try again. Yeah, you just see the 9 car float up off the blue line. Keep your eye on the blue line on the inside of turn number 3. You're going to see Jacob Prince come up off the blue line and right into Nick Kaufman. Where is that coming from? Oh, look at the 9. Just slides up 1 lane into the racetrack. Perrin Huggins catches damage. Cody McFadden catches damage. There's Connor Cordes. Right there. About 5 cars catching a piece of this accident. And you got to say it's going to be due to the 9 car of Prince sliding up the racetrack. Have another look. Again, watch the 9 car. He's going to come up off that blue line. Jacob Prince is going to come up off the line and slide right into Nick Kaufman, at least half a lane. And we're going to count the cars involved here. Prince being 1, Kaufman 2. And the aftermath. There's 1 car. McFadden is 2. Connor Cordes is 3. Jacob Lindemann will be 4. Oh, Dakota Dahl is 5. Not a good look for Jacob Prince at all. Prince is coming down into the pits. And if there's any damage to be repaired on that 9 car, it must be minimal. And Jacob Prince certainly getting away with more than his fair share of luck there. So James Staples goes to the point. He will be the leader here. So the drivers are going to take a break. We're going to do the same. I need a zesty drink, and you all should do the same. So grab yourself a nice beverage. Grab yourself some chips, too. I think I got something in the pantry here. And we're going to come back and enjoy some more racing. We're going to cover football when we come back as well, and we're going to talk some smack about your favorite football teams in the chat. Don't go anywhere, fans. We'll be back in a minute. James Staples at the front of this one. He's got the lead when we come back to green. Jacob Prince down to the 16th position after taking out the 14 of Nick Kaufman. Kaufman will restart in 19th with revenge on his mind. Sean Anderson on the outside. It's Staples on the inside. Green flag is out, and we are racing again at Charlotte. First lap complete after restart, clean and green. Dakota Long to the lead, car 23, winless this season after racking up, 3 to 4 wins last season? Stellar year, despite a lot of trouble for Dakota Long, but this year he has turned it around dividends. He has been unbelievable this year. He's kept his nose clean despite not having any wins this season. This is his time to shine. He's been waiting to make a move, and he could be peaking at the right time. Car 23 to the lead. Long in the 2-3 still out front. Cody Johnson sitting in third in that 0-8. The double 3 of Brandon Meyer. This guy, let me check the points real quick. I'm actually going to get into the point standings here and look for Brandon Meyer's name. I don't think he's made a start at all this season. And where has this child been? Yeah, he's not in the points at all. This is Brandon Meyer's first start this season. You got to give it to him. He's doing extremely well. Look at him. He's up to number 4th right now. Is that the wild thing? It says wild thing on the hood of that car, like from Major League. That is cool. Okay, Brandon Meyer's my new favorite. In the Wild Thing GoPro 33 Ford. You've got to give it to him. Good job so far. Good job so far. Looking at the Chargers and Jets here, there's some guy who looks lost wearing the number 2 for the New York Jets. No, I'm messing around. I mean, a lot of pressure, right? Trying to replace Aaron Rodgers there under center. It's, holy crap, it's 14-0 for the 3 and 4 Chargers over the 4 and 3 Jets. About 2:30 to go in the first quarter, and Chargers already up 2 scores, and Jets have the ball here. It's going to be 2nd and 10, and the Jets are probably backed up to their own 15. I got no freaking clue. Long still leads. 4 drivers went green that last lap. Ryan Lindemann in the 9th position. He's battling to stay in the top 10. How about Nicky Kaufman, who's made it up through the field? I was screwing around when I said the Jets were backed up so far, but they're actually on their own 24-yard line, and there's going to be like a 15, 20-yard run here, but there's a flag probably for holding. It's going to be 3rd and a lot more for New York. Nick Kaufman making forward progress while the Jets slide backwards, and the caution is out again. 2 cars caught up at the back, and one of them is Jacob Prince and the number 9 car in the exact same spot that Nick Kaufman got caught up to, and it looks like karma gets a piece of the number 9 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. Jake Prince crashes. 2nd caution of the evening, lap number 35. Let's see what happened to the South Carolinian. Oh, just goes right up in the 45 of Von Henschel. Just moves down on him, and Von Henschel is destroyed. What in the world happened there? Have a look. Looks like the 45... I can't tell if the 45 slows down, if the 9 speeds up. That's just a really wild change of pace there. See what happened to... Long appeared that he just blinked. Something must have happened to the 2-3. Just moving incredibly slow. Not sure... Oh, no, just slowing way down there. Okay. Well, one more time here. See if we can find out what happened. And this is prior to Prince's crash. Have a listen with Jake Prince. On board with Ryan Von Henschel. Oh, well, maybe another look on board with Ryan Von Henschel. This is the lap of the crash. Have a listen with Von Henschel through 3 and 4. There you saw Prince getting right into the back end of Von Henschel. And have a look here, because it looks like Prince makes contact with Von Henschel well before the pass. And Von Henschel looks like he might have just cut the wheel left down on Prince, and that's a move that Prince has been on the receiving end of, as well as Jordan Haynes has played that game as well. Watch on board with Von Henschel here. Watch the hands in that 45. There he gets tagged. That's the second time tonight Jacob Prince gets someone out of sorts. And I don't know if that's retaliation or what, but one more look. Let's go to the sky with Prince here. And we're probably going to miss the replay, or the restart, because I can't stop looking at replays here. But let's try one more time. Have a look at this. You're going to see Prince make contact. Well, and let's back it up here. I am screwing around with this way too much. But have a look at the contact here Prince makes with the 45. He just gets into the quarter panel. And for but Ryan Von Henchel's patience, Jacob Prince would have wrecked a second car the same way as they got wrecked the first time around. That's like the third time tonight the pace car has tried some lowrider moves. I don't know what the hell's going on in that thing, but we got to get that sorted. But yeah, after 17 looks at those crashes there, I think that's where we're sitting right now. So the cars are going to come down the front straight. They're going to get sorted. We're going to take another 30-second break, and then we're going to come back for more racing and more making fun of the New York Jets fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more ENEA. And I was muted the entire freaking time. I swear. I have no idea what I'm doing up here. The fact that even 2 people come out to watch this garbage is beyond me. But thank you so much for tuning in. The restart is successful. Second caution there. And you could make the argument that the second caution is at the hands of Jacob Prince once again. But this time, Ryan Von Henschel had more than a hand in that accident. This guy, Nick Kaufman, he was on the receiving end of the first crash. We'll have another look as to why we were under yellow that second time around. Ryan Von Henschel simply just had it with Jacob Prince. Prince in the 9. Makes contact with the 45 of Von Henschel one more time from a different angle. Prince gets into the 45. 45 comes down on Prince right ahead of the regular season champion Perrin Huggins. And the caution is out for the second time. Back from yellow, and Huggins is quickest. Behind the 1-4 of Nicky Kaufman, now into that first corner. Perrin Huggins sitting behind that 14. The 10 of Dakota Dahl to the inside and at the front. Defending champion Cody Johnson now puts the chase to Dakota Long. Bennett in the 19 sits just in ahead of Perrin Huggins, and you thought the 8 was going to make contact there. Jacob Prince running in 20th, 2 laps off the pace. Not sure if he's just, there he is back onto the racetrack, getting the race car repaired, and not a great start for his championship hopes. Here he comes next to the 44 of Kyle Chafin, and you've got to think that that double 4 might be breathing just a little bit heavy. In 3 and 4, Prince has already made contact with 2 cars and almost taken 2 cars out, and then being taken out himself by the most recent car that he decided to make contact with. Michael Bennett in the 19 now sits to the inside of Perrin Huggins, the regular season champion, coming up on the outside of defending season champion Cody Johnson. And I don't know if Cody won many races last season, but he cemented his reputation as a master strategist by winning that last race at Las Vegas. Just brilliantly done. Cody Johnson in the 08. Coming up behind Michael Bennett, and now drivers hopefully trying to get some more space to themselves, hopefully trying to crash a little bit less, maybe exercise some more patience. 46 laps underway of the scheduled 160. Let's go back to that football game and see what the score is. Hopefully the Jets have scored something by now. They've got to, right? And that is I'm going to get in so much trouble if I keep playing that game at that volume. Kaufman on the outside of Cordes. This is 6th and 7th. Dakota Dahl wants a piece of this one, and he's been getting faster because he's been green twice since the restart, meaning he's put in his fastest lap since that restart. These two friends are going to trade some paint coming out of that second corner. The 2-3 of Long and the 8 of Huggins. Huggins looks to the inside. Oh, and that's how the 9 and the 45 made contact, but unlike the 9, the 8 shows restraint. Huggins to the inside, Long to the outside, and Long just puts the late block on Perrin Huggins. 48 laps underway. Car 23 has led the most. Huggins finally goes to the inside after a couple laps of following the leader, and Perrin Huggins says, I want to be the leader. He's on the inside of car 2-3. And there he goes, making that move for the top spot. Now Huggins to the inside. Racing Ricky says it's too early to race hard, and he's got a point. You've got to save your stuff for the latter stages of this race. Cody Johnson, we just talked about how Johnson knows the strategy best. This is going to be one of the longest races of the season. Actually, barring Daytona, I think it is the longest race of the season. 240 miles under the lights at Charlotte. Racing Ricky saying Perrin's doing the right thing. Connor Cordes in the 5. In position number 5. Further on back, Dakota Dahl to the inside of Nicholas Kaufman in the 1-4. Is he sliding back or saving his stuff? On board with the 14. The native of Greenwood sitting in the 20th position. 2 laps off the pace. Ryan Von Henschel in that 45. He's also 2 laps off the pace. He's sitting in 19th. And Jacob Prince will probably think twice about passing Von Henschel, or will he? Kaufman still on the outside of Bennett, and you've got to think, what are they doing to the tires on these race cars as well? Because they can't last at this rate. Kaufman on the outside, and that's 2 Fords glued nose to tail. Shane Stone in the double six, he had trouble early on, but the Pennzoil machine, which I think, and someone correct me because I'm probably wrong, I think this is a throwback to one of the Allisons. I have no idea. Who the, Ricky, you could tell me. It was the red, white, and blue AMC with a black number down the side, wasn't it? I can't for the life of me remember who drove that race car. Maybe Mama Vols can tell us if she's still in here as well. Hell, anybody else. If you know what throwback this is to, please do remind me. The Tim Duggar Chevrolet. Ryan Pasoko sitting just ahead of Shane Stone. Stone in the double six, just biding his time. Brandon Meyer, half of 66 in that 12 car. A lot of Fords in this race, too. Well, more than we normally see. Everybody loves a Chevrolet. But Kaufman, Dahl, Stone, Meyer, Anderson, all running the blue ovals. And I think we have 3 Toyotas in today's, well, 2 actually, because Colton Hefner chose not to start. So never mind about that. But still 2 Toyotas in this one. Everybody else goes with the bow tie. Dakota Dahl now on the outside. Ryan Lindemann in that 2-8 car. He caught a huge piece of the accident caused by Jacob Prince. Let's go back to see what caused this first crash of the evening. Keep your eye on the 9 of Jake Prince. Prince comes up off the blue line. Right into Kaufman. Huggins involved. McFadden involved. Wait for the fruit stripe car. There's Cordes with a huge hit, and there's Lindemann with nowhere to go. Here's the second crash. Jake Prince getting into the back end of the 45 of Nick Kaufman, almost turning him sideways, and Kaufman said that wasn't very nice. And Prince getting a piece of that at the front. Defending champion Cody Johnson on the inside of Dakota Long. And Racing Ricky telling me Bobby Allison drove that red, white, and blue AMC car that Jared Stone pays homage to. Cody McFadden in that 6-4, just behind Dakota Long. Cody Johnson in the 0-8, just ahead of Dakota Long. Cars trying to give each other space, but it's hard to, especially when the track is still hot, the track is still slick. Being consistent is incredibly difficult. Let's go on board with the fruit stripe 2-8 of Lindemann. As he hits the wall. Perrin Huggins in the 8. Leading this race, Colton Hefner, who started well off the pace here. He is the 3rd Toyota in this race, the correctly numbered Colton Hefner, the pride of Rockwall, Texas, in the Logitech Toyota. And my apologies. You know, I keep spreading lies about Colton Hefner. I gotta stop, because I kept saying he was incorrectly numbered for forever. And then I said he didn't start this race. That's just me not being observant. He did start this race, and there he is like a gentleman, getting the hell out of the way of Perrin Huggins. Shout out Colton Hefner. The pride of Bealton, Virginia, Justin Shoup in that number 91. He'll give way to rookie Matt Seeger. This guy has been lighting the ENEA world on fire. I think he showed up, what, 3-4 races ago? I think he scored a top 5 last week. He's, if you know Shotgun, ENEA Shotgun from the Xbox side of things, before everybody migrated to PC, thought they were going to make contact. You would know ENEA Shotgun has the touch. He just knows what he's doing, and he's proved it time and time again, and now he's proving it in iRacing. And I think the next season of ENEA is really going to show what he's made of. Speaking of showing what he's made of, Mike freaking Bennett, where the hell did he come from the last few weeks? Because he's been scoring top 10 after top 10 in the second half of this season. And looking at the standings here, Bennett finds himself 10th in those access fishing point standings. And as it stands, Bennett would find himself in the playoffs if he can finish 12th or greater in these standings. So shout out Mike Bennett. He has turned his season around, and I expect to see him in the latter stages of these playoffs. Pasoko to his inside, and Ryan Lindemann in the 2-8 just ahead of Shane Stone. You're looking at 7th through 10th, with Dakota Dahl rounding out the top 11. At the front, Perrin Huggins has spread it out to a 1.6 second lead over the last 5 laps. This has been the gap with Cody Johnson. Cody Brendan Johnson just not quick enough to keep up with Perrin Huggins. 65 laps underway at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 95 to go. Just before the halfway mark, drivers last pitting on lap 35, and the access fishing track backs will tell you 30 to 40 laps is the expected green flag pit window. We'll see just how far they make it. That last time around, Cody Johnson just a little bit quicker. Perrin Huggins, 1.67 seconds the gap. Johnson chasing. McFadden in third, and there goes the rest. Brandon Meyer, who started this race with a great position in the top 10, now just struggling to stay within the top 13. Justin Shoup in the 91 is in the top Dirty Dozen. Shoup in these playoffs, 4th in the regular season, 4th coming into this race, and again, the goal just to stay in the top 12. Caution is out again. We've had more riffraff on the racetrack this time. Who's been involved? Oh, no, that's the stage break. I'm ridiculous. Okay, so the stage break was at lap 57. They told me this before. They told me this before the race, and I completely forgot. I should really write things down, shouldn't I? I haven't mentioned this football game at all. It's still 14-0. Jets just snapped the ball at the 40, at their own 49-yard line, and there's a flag again. Every time they make forward progress, it seems like a flag flies on the field. But the 4-3 Jets down 2 scores to the 3-4 Chargers. Perrin Huggins still your race leader. Drivers are going to get tires, fuel, and everything else they need to complete this race. And we're going to take a little bit of a break as well. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more ENEA racing and the last 80-some laps of a thrilling opening to the playoffs. See you in 2. Perrin Huggins scored as the race leader after getting the stage win. He's going to have Cody Johnson right behind him. Let's see if we can bother Perrin Huggins for a quick word. Perrin Huggins, Rick James up top. You got me?
Yep, I got you, Rick.
Got to be quick before we get to the green, bud. Who's going to be your quickest rival on the way to the end here?
I'll say for sure the 08 and the 23. I think that they're the next best cars. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Inside of the final 90 laps of racing, you're the regular season champion, and definitely a lot of good talent out there, my friend. But do you think you have what it takes to beat Cody Johnson on his way to a second straight title?
I think I do for sure. I think I have a bunch of mojo right now, so yeah, I hope I win the whole thing.
5 wins this season. Only Jordan Haynes has been able to come up to you. He's having hardware issues and may not participate in these playoffs. We'll see how that goes for him. You have got a championship to run for, my friend. Pull the belts tight, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thank you.
So Huggins will go to work. Cody Johnson will be lining up to his outside. Jacob Prince looks like he gets one of those laps back. And looks like Ryan Von Henschel. There he is. He's also gotten one of his laps back as well. Racing Rick saying, I think I got the boy roped in. We'll see what Justin Shoup is made of after the restart here. 33 of Brandon Myers going to restart right ahead of him. Mike Bennett in the 1-9 to the inside of Ryan Pasoko in the number 2. And the Fruit Stripe 2-8, Ryan Lindemann lines up to the left-hand side of car 33. Jacob Prince, who has been on the giving end of a lot of contact tonight, he will be lining up behind this guy right here, Ryan Von Henschel, and they have made some contact tonight, let me tell you. So with, 88 laps to go when we take the green. This is going to be an interesting restart, to say the least. If you just tuned in, 2 cautions and a stage break now brings us to the 72nd lap of competition. Perrin Huggins will have control of the field, defending champion Cody Johnson to his outside. The pace car peels off. 1 Toyota in the top 5, 2 Fords in the top 10. Green flag is out at Charlotte, and we're racing again. Caution is out after they wrecked down the back straight, and they didn't make it half a lap before they all got involved, and Ryan Von Henschel's at the back of this one. Jacob Prince at the back of this one. We'll see who got involved in this one. It looked like it might have been Pasoko in the 2. Somebody went for a wild ride, and it might have even been James Staples. All eyes on car 2-4. From the green flag, keep your eyes on the 24. The 91 of Justin Shoup, the 28 of Ryan Lindemann. Ryan Von Henschel just barely avoids that one. How about that? A look at Shoup in the 91. Oh, he just gets wide, gets the car loose out of the corner. Von Henschel just hits the 91 of Shoup. Have another look. Did they actually make contact, though? Have a look. Oh, yeah, he tagged the side of the race car there. That's contact. You can't give him a Cole Trickle award for that one, but that is pretty close. One more look at what happened with the 91 of Shoop. Loose out of the corner, have a look. And by that point, nothing you can do. Let's go further on back. I want to have a listen with the 91 of Shoop. And listen to the moment that he realizes the car breaks loose. Just nothing you can do. Keep your eyes on his hands. A big blink and a jump to pit lane, and like Racing Ricky said in the chat, drove it up too hard and too fast with cold tires. So we're going to get another shot at the restart. The 08 of Cody Johnson comes into this race third in the points. Dakota Long sitting third in the running order. Let's see if we can bother this man for a quick word. Dakota Long, Rick James up top, you got me?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Third in the running order right now. You come into these playoffs, what, fifth, tied for fifth with Sean Anderson in these points. Compared to last season, winless so far, but it's not about the wins. It's about getting to the final round. Perrin Huggins says you and the 08 are going to be the biggest obstacles on the way to victory tonight. Who do you think will be your biggest rivals to win?
Oh, definitely the two in front of me. They're fast. The 64 behind me is pretty quick too. It's just gotta keep the right front on it. Struggling to keep it on. I'm keeping it on, but not as good as I need to have winning speed right now. So we're going to dig deep here and go after it.
Couple of cautions tonight. Drivers really, is it not getting heat in the tires? They're being impatient. We've seen a little bit of both. We just saw the 91 get high, wide, and handsome, and it cost him everything there. Is it a mixture of both?
Yes, sir. It's very loose on cold tires right here for the first couple laps, but after that, your tires get warm and you're pretty good. And then you got a couple people that's being impatient. So it's a mixture of both.
All right, buddy. We're going to see a good fight to the rest of the race. Keep the nose clean, man, and we'll see you hopefully on the podium at the end of the race.
Yes, sir. You have fun up there.
You too, buddy. Thank you. Dakota Long going back to work in car 23. He's going to line up right behind the 8 of Perrin Huggins. Connor Cordes in the 5 to the inside of Sean Anderson in car 1-3. Shane Stone in the 6 Pennzoil Ford, lining up ahead of Ryan Pasoko. Nicky Kaufman coming out of pit road. He's going to be in 16th on the lead lap. Ryan Von Henschel 1 lap off the pace. Jacob Prince, he's now back on the lead lap, lined up behind car 45. So here we go. These two get to dance once more on the restart. We're going to have, what, 84, 83? 83 laps to go when we take the green once more. Perrin Huggins with control of the field. And looking at the Jets, and my God, New York is they're back to their own 24. They at least scored a field goal, but there's 4:30 to go in this half. And it's going to be second and what looks like 6 for New York. They're down 11 to the Chargers on their own home turf. So we'll see how that one goes. We'll see how the rest of this race goes as well. Green flag comes out. Perrin Huggins in control, 83 to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Connor Cordes up to the second spot. Cody Johnson down to third. Cody McFadden running in fourth. Sean Anderson in fifth. You heard Dakota Long say it. Drivers get impatient, the tires get cold, and he got shuffled to the back in a hurry. Let's see what happened to the 23 off the restart. This is not the right restart. I am well behind. Have another look. Maybe I could push the right button. There he is, Long restarting on the inside. Did he spin the tires? Got a great jump. A little bit of a love tap to the 8 here. Keeps it nice and clean. Caution's out on the racetrack. We'll revisit why. Dakota Long getting high, wide, way too handsome out of turn number 2. There are the sparks for Dakota Long. And that shuffled him. And it looks like Ryan Pasoko just got involved big time in this one. Von Henschel has crashed as well. Dakota Dahl to the inside of Pasoko. Nowhere for Von Henschel to go. Jacob Prince avoids all of that. And Von Henschel getting caught up in the same contact that Jacob Prince put on him. Let's go back to the number 9 car and have a look. There's Prince right there, makes contact with Von Henschel. And this time around, it looks like Von Henschel gets touched right in the corner. Have a look. Yeah, Dakota Dahl just gets right into the inside of Ryan Pasoko. Nowhere for him to go. And again, the same move that Jacob Prince had pulled on Ryan Von Henschel, Dakota Dahl now pulls on Ryan Pasoko. And Ryan Von Henschel caught up there. Innocent on that one. Another look at Dahl. Staying on his line, but really just forcing the issue into turn number 1. He could have exercised some patience. Could have had a 3-hour workout of patience. Just nowhere for Ryan Von Henschel to go on that one. Dakota Dahl avoids all of this. Nikki Kaufman just catches a little piece of that too. James Staples makes it through. Matt Seeger makes it through. Kyle Chafin makes it through. Lindemann almost getting caught up in some nonsense as well. And the caution is out for the 5th time in 82 laps. Connor Cordes has control of the number 5 car. He's sitting in the 3rd position, and he's going to be restarting. in the bronze medal spot. Let's see if we can bother Connor for a quick word. Connor Cordes, Rick James up top. You got me?
Got you, Rick.
4 crashes in the last 82 laps. But you have remained out of the riffraff. You're up there with the rest of the Chevrolets, now fighting for the lead. About 40 laps on a green flag run, but so far we have not gone that far. Is it going to be more about track position when the caution comes out, or are you trying to make that long run?
Hey, that's a great question, Rick. You know, if you would have asked me about 30 minutes ago, I'd probably say a long run, but we can't. For some reason, we can't stay away from cautions here. I just told everybody to calm it down. Wrecking's not going to help, so hopefully we get some green flag runs in here and we can, you know, kind of make that decision a little bit further down the road.
Who's going to be your biggest rival on the way to victory lane?
God, I don't know. I'm just happy to be up here right now and feeling like I belong up here again after a long hiatus off iRacing. But obviously, you know, Perrin's very strong. He's obviously going to be the car to beat. I'd love to see him not win because I'm sick of seeing him win. But then you got the champion up here in second from last season. I'm up here with a good crowd, so we'll see what we can do.
Best of luck, buddy. Pull those belts tight. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Thanks, Rick.
Cordes will go back to work to the inside of Sean Anderson. We're going to have 76 laps to go when we restart this race. Emily Seeger cheering for Matt Seeger outside the top 13. Racing Ricky trying to talk to his boy, Justin Shoup, in the 91. Perrin Huggins has won 5 races this season and looks to start the playoffs with some really good intentions. The 08 of Cody Johnson, he's in this one as well. The drivers will come down the front straight and restart. We'll see how far they can go this time without a caution. Green flag will come out and we're racing again at Charlotte. Huggins out with some fast intentions, but Johnson won't let him get away. Sean Anderson in third. It goes Chevy Ford. Chevrolet's all the way down to 8th, where you're going to see Shane Stone in the double 6. Jacob Prince now on the inside of Stone in that double 6. 33 of Meyer goes to the inside, really trying to open the bottom lane on the back straight. He's just going to open some breathing room into turn number 3. Stone on the outside, welcoming Prince up the inside, who's had a little bit of fun with some right rear corners. Stone's going to contact the wall. Prince now goes to the inside, and Kaufman will get behind that double 6. Mike Bennett sits ahead of Cody McFadden, up 13 places from where he started. Just brilliant racing so far. Justin Shoup in the 91 sits ahead of Prince in the 9. And the 2-3 of Dakota Long. He comes into this race really looking to improve on his playoff hopes. He made it to the semifinal last year, just made it one race short of that final race. Anderson in the 13 car, sits behind the 08 of Johnson. Let's go on board with that 08. Looking at the Chargers game, it's 14-3 with a minute to go in that second quarter. Jets down 11 points, and the Chargers trying to put some more points up on the board. Shane Stone in the double 6 now comes up behind the 91 of Shoup. 71 to go when they cross that line, and this double 6 gets loose in the corner. Meyer in the double 3. Ahead of the 2-3, look at Dakota Long up the inside. The TRD Camry to the inside of that double 3 Ford. Prince in the 9, now trying to march forward in the number 9 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. The 14 of Kaufman up ahead. Remember, the 9 of Prince came up under the 14 of Kaufman, turned him around, and had him wrecked for the first caution of the race. Here's a look at that crash. Keep your eye on the blue line on the inside. 9 sails up the racetrack. He's going to tag the 14 in the butt. Says, how you doing? And then slams on the brakes. By then, it's way too late. Nowhere for Cordes to go or the 2-8 of Lindemann. The one fast repair coming in handy. Nick Kaufman makes more contact with the outside wall with Jake Prince behind. Sean Anderson in the 13 car trying to avoid the 14 of Nicholas Kaufman. Shane Stone in the double 6. Behind the double 3 of Brandon Meyer, it goes Prince and Cordes side by side. Long just up ahead, and Perrin Huggins continues to run away with this lead, but Cody Johnson staying tight. And the Packers fan, Cody McFadden, now behind that 0-8, the defending champion, Cody Johnson, with a great start here. Looks like Chargers punt the ball, and the Jets are going to have it inside their own 20 again, and I think that's the third time since I started watching this game that the Jets have started a drive inside their own 20. Maybe that's why they're doing so poorly. Look at how close these guys are here. Everybody from second all the way down to 14th within a quarter of a second of each other. Just really tight racing. And drivers have to be really patient with this car as well. 94 laps now underway. Jake Prince in the 9 sits just ahead of Anderson. That red line is what drivers want to avoid 2 races from now. Again, tonight at Charlotte. Next week at Indianapolis. The week after that at Iowa. By Iowa, all drivers below that red line out of the playoffs. Anderson behind that 1-3. Nope, Anderson is the 1-3. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anderson is behind the 9. Cordes is behind Anderson. Brandon Meyer wants to play too. Perrin Huggins, half a second is the gap between him and Cody Johnson. Huggins going for 6 wins this season. Cody Johnson in the 0-8 just wants to be there. He is the defending champion. Cody McFadden sitting in 3rd. I think McFadden made it to the final last race. He did. I think Cody McFadden. Who was in that final? Caution is out again. What's going on this time? Pasoko's been involved. Lindemann makes it through, but Ryan Pasoko involved in another crash. The first one between him and Ryan Von Henschel. Watch this. Dakota Dahl getting into the right rear of Ryan Pasoko. And then Pasoko gets into Von Henschel, and there was nowhere for those guys to go. And this time it's Jared Stone and Ryan Pasoko involved. Oh, just looks like Stone gets way too flirty with Pasoko's rear end and turns him around right into the corner. And it's a really hard lick for Shane Stone as well. But Stone just didn't lift out of the corner. Tried to cut it in. Stone got way too close. He slammed that inside wall. From the blimp, another look at Shane Stone. Look at that. There's the contact. Gets Pasoko loose. Nowhere for Stone to go. A couple of drivers missed that crash. Another look. And Stone just blinks right there. And that's going to be the 6th caution in 97 laps. 5 of those being crashes. Dakota Long choosing to stay out. He just might be the leader once this caution is all said and done. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. It's time for another zesty drink and another 2-minute break. We'll be back with more ENEA racing at the break. Chargers lead 14-3, 17 seconds to go in the first half. We'll be back in 2. Ryan Von Henschel in the chat asking me to show the caution between himself and Jacob Prince. We've already done that a million times this race before, so let's go for 1,000,001. Here's the wreck between Prince and the 9. This is on lap 39 here. That's the second time Jacob Prince got into someone in the right rear. Dakota Dahl gets into Ryan Pasoko in turn number 1. And that's been the theme. Guys just rear-ending each other and refusing to show patience, and that's why we've had 5 crashes in the last 97 laps. We've got 60 laps to go in this race. Dakota Long with control of the field. Justin Shoup to his outside. We'll see just how far they make it this time. Green flag is out at Charlotte.
Green, green, green.
Long speeding away with a huge lead. If it goes green to the end, it's still going to be at least a one-stop race. Justin Shoup in second, Connor Cordes in third. Nick Kaufman fills in the gap behind him. Jake Prince in the number 9 now has Dakota Dahl behind him. 3 of the crashes, the catalyst were these 2 drivers. We'll see what they do to each other, let alone everybody else. Jake Prince to the inside of Michael Bennett, and now the double 8 of Matt Seeger sits ahead of the competition. There goes the 9 of Prince. Anderson, Meyer, everybody avoids them, and it's going to be the 7th caution of this race in 102 laps of competition. Mike Bennett and Jake Prince, we just saw them side by side through the corner. Let's see what happens. And the 19 just gets really loose out of the corner. And those cold tires on the restart. We saw Justin Shoup have the same problem. Cold tires on the restart. Here's Justin Shoup. Loose out of turn number 2. And this time, here's Mike Bennett. Loose out of turn number 2. Almost saves it. Jacob Prince with an awesome save, though. Let's go on board with the 9 car and check this out. That is one of the cooler saves you're going to see, hands down. Just really, really good control of the throttle there, too. Take a look at the back tires. Locks it up at the right time, puts it into reverse at the right time, and just touches the throttle at the right time. So that's going to be a big, big burn of the tires right there. But luckily, they all make it through. No one crashes there. Dakota Long still in control of this race. Justin Shoup in that second position in the number 91. He's going to be on the outside here. We'll see if they decide to come down pit road. See if we can get a quick look with Justin Shoup, his insights on tonight's race. It's been pretty eventful. Justin Shoup, Rick James up top. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
It's been a little bit out here. The guys kind of losing control out here. Is it really so difficult to get the heat in the tires? That seems to be where a lot of these cautions are stemming from, is heat in the tires.
I think so. I know when I got loose and spun out and tagged Lindo a little bit there. That was definitely the case for me. That was the first time that my car had ever tried to step around on me, and it had to have been the cold tires. But yeah, I think a lot of guys are struggling with that. These cars are just handling terrible in dirty air tonight, so it can cause you to get real tight right about at the apex and then just be snap loose on exit, and it's just, we're just fighting that.
It's going to be just over 50 laps to go when we restart this race. You're being scored as the race leader, but everybody except you and Connor Cord is deciding to come down into the pits. Is it a tire thing for the end of this race? What's your strategy, given that the other guys seem to have the advantage on speed?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, right now it's a one-stop race. No matter what, everybody's got to pit again. So, the goal is to have the fresh set of tires then, and then to have a fresh set of tires at the end in case there's a late race caution.
Who's going to be your biggest rival on the way to victory?
I'm not positive. The 14 and I have been racing each other pretty hard. I wouldn't say it's anything disrespectful. The 23 and I have been racing pretty hard, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. If Perrin gets back up here, I will race the dog food out of him.
We'll see what happens in these last 50-some laps, man. Focus up. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this race.
Right on. Thank you, buddy.
He said, I'm going to race the dog food out of Perrin Huggins. You hear that, boy? He's ready for a fight. I think for one of the few times this season, Justin Shoup will have control of the field. He's going to restart this race from the front. I'm taking that one home with me. He's racing the dog food out of him. I like that. That is freaking hilarious. We'll see who else he races the dog food out of. That just turned my night around. I like that little turn of phrase. I bet he picked that up from his old man. That is that's funny. So Shoup's gonna have control. Nicky Kaufman to the outside. The 08 of Cody Brett Johnson is going to be starting in the 12th position. Jacob Prince in 11th, and Luke Reed rounding out that top 10. If you've just tuned in, 7 cautions in 106 laps. Only one of them have been a stage break on lap 67. Dr. Bush saying Perrin has no more tires. Making his final tire change on lap 105. Look, I am not the smartest man in the world, but I think not leaving yourself with no tires with more than 50 laps to go at Charlotte might be a mistake. But if it stays like this, he may not have to pit for tires for the rest of this race. We'll see what happens. This is going to be nuts. 54 laps to go. Green flag is out at Charlotte. Kaufman to the inside. Kaufman to the lead. Will they make contact out of 2? Shoup's in the wall. Kaufman backs out of it. Pasoko now on the outside. How close was that? Oh, Pasoko now to the inside, and just the 2 car, giving it everything he's got. Moving right up the track because he sent it too deep, but will he have the speed? Pasoko coming right up on Shoup in the 91. Nobody wants to give Justin any room to breathe. 51 to go next time by. Cordes in the 5. On the inside line. Prince on the outside. Shoup running top side, hoping to get the speed out of the corner. And he gets into the wall out of the corner instead. Pasoko says, get me away from that. Kaufman to the inside, and he's going to play the impatient game himself. Kaufman shoots it down to Pasoko, but he sticks down to that blue line. The 6'4" of Cody McFadden now behind them all. And Racing Rookie's saying there's going to be a caution before the end of the race. Let it go, son. Let it go. 91 to the inside of that 14, going right up the racetrack, sends it in too deep. Here comes Prince on Shoop. Prince sees the move, 3 wide down the front straight. Prince almost in the grass, comes up the track on Justin Shoop. They avoid making contact into turn number 1. Still 3 wide. Prince floats up the racetrack. Shoop lets off the throttle, and he will live to fight another lap. Smart move from car 91. It is still too early to be going 3 wide here. Prince in the 9 to the inside of Cody McFadden in that 6'4" iBuyPower Chevrolet. Ryan Pasoko, though, at the front and thriving. 0.3 of a second ahead of Nick Kaufman. The Tim Duggar Ford leading and staying at the front, up 10 places from where he started. Sean Anderson went green, 30.29 seconds. He last pitted. Pasoko went green. He only pitted on lap 97, finally getting some heat in those tires, and Kaufman following suit, on board with the 1-4. Shoop just gets around Dakota Dahl, albeit a little loose out of turn number 2. And the 91 sitting behind Connor Cordes in that 5 car. Cordes down to the blue line. Prince zooming ahead. Cody McFadden sits in 3rd. Nick Kaufman in 2nd. Ryan Pasoko still in the lead. .45 laps to go next time by in the first playoff race. Coming into this race, there are your playoff standings. Pasoko sitting in 19th outside those playoff standings. He's going just for the win with nothing to lose. Drivers like James Staples, Jared Stone, Ryan Lindemann and Lucas Reed, Nick Kaufman and Colton Hefner, they have got to try and stay up in the top 16, beating their playoff rivals. Only 3 races in this round. Next week, Indianapolis, Iowa, the final race of the round. There goes Anderson to the inside of Staples and Sean Anderson. He wants 9th. Anderson 5th in those standings. He's now behind Justin Shoop, who's 4th in those standings. Cody Johnson, the defending champion, sits in 15th. He also pitted on lap 105. It will be 43 to go next time by. Dakota Long goes green, 30.17 seconds for the TRD Camry. Perrin Huggins behind him. And these guys may be just trying to save fuel, save tires, stay out of the garbage, stay out of the drama. Michael Bennett in the far distance. At the front. Are they saving? Have a listen. Listen to the throttle on both Huggins and Long. Clutching it. Cutting the clutch in, saving as much fuel as they can. My theory is they're gambling on at least a couple more cautions. So they're going to try and save enough fuel to go the distance. And if they've run out of tires, they're just going to try and keep it as smooth as possible at the back of this race to save those tires. One driver who's going for the lead is Cody McFadden in the 6'4". McFadden comes into this race 9th in those points. He is in the playoff standings, just above that cut line. And a win would guarantee his place in the next round. He doesn't have to worry about the next 2 races if he gets the victory. Prince running in 5th. He's behind Dakota Dahl. Both of these drivers have had a hand in causing a couple of crashes tonight. At least a couple between the 2 of them. 9 into the 14, 10 into the 2. And it's been part of the mosaic of the cautions we've had tonight. Jake Prince. 6/10 behind Dakota Dahl. McFadden at the front of this one. He's gotten around Pasoko. New leader. Car 6-4. Doing it the hard way on the outside. Making it work for him. Ryan Von Henschel voicing his displeasure with Jacob Prince in the race. Pasoko voicing his displeasure with going to the second position. Car number 2 says, I belong in position number 1. Kaufman behind the two of them. These guys, do they have another change of tires left? And if they do, they could be on the front foot. But if they don't, they are really burning up their stuff way too early. Although we're inside the final 40 laps, drivers that pit now can make it to the end on fuel. Huggins in 16th. I'm sorry, Long in 16th. Huggins in 17th. These guys saving as much fuel as they can and saving their tires. They may not have enough to get to the end. McFadden leading. Quarter of a second between him and Pasoko. How about Meyer on the outside of Anderson? Jacob Prince in front of the both of them. Prince in the 9. Dahl in the 10. He's up behind Nick Kaufman. Cody Benedict Johnson behind Matt Seeger in the 88. The 08, the defending champion, gets to the inside of the 88. Seeger drops down to 14th. There's Kyle Chafin into the 4-4 Access Fishing Chevrolet. And fans at home, if you have not been down to accessfishingal.com, get your custom soft plastic fishing gear over at accessfishingal.com. Get that awesome custom quality for the everyday angler at the everyday angler price. accessfishingal.com. Check them out on their socials at Access Fishing LLC. Get those custom soft plastic baits. Get excellent quality for the everyday fisherman at the everyday fisherman and fisherwoman price. There's a Fisher Price pun in there somewhere. Get your ass down to accessfishingal.com. Get yourself some fishing gear. Cody McFadden leading this one. Ryan Pasoko in that second position. Nicky Kaufman rolling in third, and Dakota Dahl in that number 10 in the 4 car. No, I'm sorry, in the 4th position, now in 3rd. I can't count. Jacob Prince in 5th with a mirror full of Sean Anderson. There goes Anderson to the inside of car number 9. How will the 9 defend? He'll give him room is what he'll do. Try and sneak behind that 1-3. Connor Cordes now trying to sneak behind the 9. Is Prince losing his touch? Cordes to the inside of the 9, and Jacob Prince has got to be saving fuel. He's got to be saving tires. Prince last pitting on lap 103. Connor Cordes has not pitted since lap 69. Cordes has been saving his resources, and if we do have one more caution to the end, Cordes will be on that front foot. He will have that advantage. Sean Anderson in the 1-3. He last pitted on lap 105. Justin Shoup is in the pits. Has he had enough? What happened to Shoup? Just slow on the way into the pits here. Possibly just trying to get tires, fuel, but he's certainly going to go a lap down, maybe even more. Cody McFadden in the 6-4 will put Justin Shoup a lap down. He leads Pasoko by 3/4 of a second. The top 4 must pit for fuel. Sean Anderson in the 13 must pit for fuel. Drivers cannot go to the end on 55 laps of gas. I don't care how much fuel they save. It would be outrageous. Looking at the Chargers and Jets, Sam Darnold just took another sack. So it's going to be 4th down for the Jets. They're down 14 points to the Chargers with 10:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. And there's a Jets fan just looking disheveled, wondering why he spent all that money to watch the Jets play. And shout out to Warren Cook, who just followed on Twitch. Appreciate you, Warren. And that reminds me, I really have got to fix the volume of my sound effects, too, because every time someone subscribes, it's DW saying 200 miles a damn hour. And I can't even hear that, so I got to get that taken care of. Anyway, in more important matters, James Staples now coming up behind Jake Prince. This is going to be for the 8th position. Brandon Meyer gets around Connor Cordes, who decides he's going to come in. And this is going to be the final stop for Connor Cordes. Justin Shoup also made his final stop. He's in 17th, 1 lap off the pace. And now it begins. How will the tires affect this strategy? Cody McFadden, last time around, 31.25. Justin Shoup, 30.60. So right now, fresh tires are 0.6 of a second faster than the leaders. Shoup, 1.5 laps behind, but he's waiting for the rest of the field to pit. And at some point here, Cody McFadden must come in, and he will be at a disadvantage if he waits too long. We are inside the final 30 laps. You've got to think if McFadden wants to maintain the speed, he's got to come in now. Cordes has been one of the quickest cars all night long. We'll see where his time charts are once he finishes his stop. Cordes back on the field. After a little rest, relaxation, fresh tires and fuel for the number 5. Cody McFadden, that last time around, 31.26. Nicky Kaufman only behind him by 1 second, but when will they come into the pits? Kaufman stays out. McFadden stays out. Anderson is out, but Pasoko is in. Here comes the 2. Pasoko coming down to a halt. McFadden will stay out on the field, but how long can he run? Connor Cordes, 30.51 on fresh tires. McFadden, 31.34, 0.8 slower, and he comes in at an enormous rate of speed. That has got to be a speeding penalty. No question about it. That has got to be it for Cody McFadden. Have a look at the 64. Watch this. A ridiculous, that's a speeding penalty. I don't care who you are. That's a friggin' speeding penalty. Going the speed of sound into pit lane. They're going to hold him. And I don't care how many cautions he gets. His race is done. That is Cody McFadden. And one more look, not to make fun of him, but this will be, if Cody McFadden does not advance to the next round of the pits, this moment where McFadden speeds into pit lane at an uncontrollable rate is going to be playing through his mind forever. Watch this. Nope, that is the wrong Cody McFadden entering the pits. Here we go. Just comes in way too hot. Tries to get it woed down. And McFadden still in the pits. There's Nick Kaufman in 10th. McFadden's finally down. He's away. He's 2 laps off the pace, even more. And that speeding penalty there, if McFadden does not advance to the next round, that will be the moment that sealed his fate in the very first race of these playoffs. Jake Prince is now your new leader, but again, the 9 car must pit. Last time around, Prince, 31.52. Nick Kaufman, 30.25. Fresh tires now 1.25 seconds faster than the leader. Kaufman gets around Prince, and the world waits for car number 9. If it goes green to the end, Prince is really at a disadvantage now, because how will he make up the time? Long, not at a disadvantage. He pitted on lap 105. Huggins also pitting on lap 105. Same with Lindemann and Johnson, the defending champion of this series. 21 to go next time by. All eyes on Jacob Prince. Can these drivers really go all the way to the end. Prince in the middle line. Is he coming down into the pits? Car 9 will stay out. Anderson right behind him. Last time around, Jacob Prince 31.72. Sean Anderson 30.36. Jacob Prince losing, what, 1.5 seconds to the man in 9th position. Prince only hurting himself, causing 2 cautions tonight and now staying out as long as possible. Maybe gambling on a yellow? I don't know. 2:0 to go, and next time it's 1-9 at the line. Here comes Justin Shoup to unlap himself. Dakota Dahl to the inside. $19 to go, next time by. Connor Cordes right next to Jacob Prince. 3 wide into turn 3. Prince lets the 5 go. Does Prince finally realize he's too slow? Nope, he will stay out. Prince gambling on the yellow or trying to go the distance on fuel. Have a listen. Not clutching it. Can he really make it 55 laps on one run? It'll be more than that. It'll actually be 57 laps. But look who's in second. Ryan Lindemann right behind him. Then there's the defending champion, Cody Johnson. Lindemann and Johnson both pitted 2 laps after Jacob Prince. So if Prince can make it to the end, these two can definitely make it to the end, assuming, and that's a big assumption, they're running the same fuel strategy. Jacob Prince is in. There it is. Prince is in. He cannot make it on fuel. That tells you exactly what's going to happen with Lindemann, Johnson, Long, and Huggins. They've got to come in. But Huggins is out of tires. It will be fuel only for Perrin Huggins. Nicky Kaufman pitted on lap 134. He's got a 1.3 second gap ahead of Kyle Chafin. 17 to go this time by. These two, they've been drafting since the restart on lap 102. Or no, what, lap 104, lap 105? I got no clue. But they've been drafting for a while now. There's Cody Johnson in second. He also must pit. Prince re-enters the race in the 14th position, 1 lap off the pace behind Brandon Meyer, who is the lucky dog car. Lucas Reed in the number 3 now coming up behind Jake Prince. Ryan Lindemann 1.8 seconds ahead of Cody Johnson. Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins drafting beautifully behind each other. There goes Meyer to the inside of Lindemann, looking to unlap himself. Emily Seeger saying we need a caution, so Seeger won't be a lap down. You're going to need a lot more cautions than that, Em. I hate to break it to you. Matt's got some work to do. There's Matt Seeger in 17th. There's Brandon Meyer in 13th in turn number 1. There's Seeger right there on the front straight. He's got some lift in here. 14 to go next time by. With all respect to Matt Seeger, I talk with him several times a week. He's a great friend of mine, but no, he's got a lot of work to do. The 33 of Brandon Meyer is up 3 places from where he started. He is actually the first car, or the last car on the lead lap. Lucas Reed now in the lucky dog position, and then there's Jacob Prince behind him. Prince trying it the hard way on the outside while these guys are trying to save fuel. Prince now has enough to go the distance. Huggins on the inside, Prince on the outside. Is Huggins coming in? Huggins all the way down to the line. He's signaling he's on the way in. Where does that leave the other two? Long stays out. Huggins also staying out. Maybe just going slow down the back straight. I'm not sure. Lucky number 13 laps to go at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Lindemann last pitted on lap 105. It would be 55 laps for him to go all the way to the end. Lucas Reed will unlap himself. Jacob Prince now being scored as the lucky dog. A dozen to go. Cody Johnson slowly reeling in Prince. On board with Johnson. This is the gap over the last 5 laps. Johnson clutching. He also needs to save. Getting a little light in the rear. Cody Johnson loose out of that last corner. That last time through, Cody Johnson 3/10 quicker than Ryan Lindemann. And how far will Johnson go? Jake Prince on the outside of James Staples. Perrin Huggins just ahead. And Dakota Long sitting in that 3rd position. Drafting beautiful. Look at Prince really forcing the issue and almost wrecking himself. 3rd time tonight that Jacob Prince has forced the issue into the corner, showing no restraint, no patience, and Prince has been on a tear tonight, but far too dangerous. Have a look. Look at this run here out of the corner. Keep your eye on the red car of Prince. It's going to really throw it in deep. The 2-4 of Staples throws it in deep on Prince. Prince trying to outbrake 2 cars into the corner, and it almost turned into a debacle. Prince now up the inside on Huggins. Trying to go to the outside when there is no outside for Dakota Long. Jacob Prince trying to unlap himself desperately, but he is the lucky dog. There is no rush to unlap himself. Cody Johnson, meanwhile, has gotten around Ryan Lindemann. 8 to go this time. Here's the pass. Johnson on the inside at a turn number 4. Textbook. Prince gets around Staples. Johnson, the race leader, 7 to go this time by. Lindemann is in. He just can't hold on anymore, and the fruit stripe Chevy comes into the pits. Johnson, still your leader, the defending champion, who comes into this race. How many wins does he have? 0. An average finish of 4th, an average start of 9th. Worse than the other 2 competitors ahead of him, who have actually won races. This is round 9. Only 2 drivers have won races this season, and here comes Cody Johnson with the strategy. And again, same thing that happened last season in Vegas. The long race strategy belongs to Cody Johnson every single time. 6 to go, and while Johnson is clutching it, he may not have the gas to go the distance. Huggins, is he also clutching it? Look at Prince trying to squeeze down on the 8 car. 6 to go. Mike Bennett and Brandon Meyer side by side, no longer. Meyer's up to 10th. Dakota Dahl just gets around Pisoko. Jacob Prince with enough fuel to make it now, and Perrin Huggins with worn tires. Huggins has not pitted since lap 105. His tires are screaming. Jacob Prince also did not change tires. He's got nothing left in those Goodyears. 4 to go. Prince loose out of 2. Cody Johnson. 4 to go this time by. Perrin Huggins in 2nd, Dakota Long in 3rd. Chevy, Toyota, the podium positions, then 3 Fords running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Fans of the Chargers and Jets, it's 17-6 Los Angeles. Jets have the ball with 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for New York. They're on the Chargers' 43-yard line, and Jets have yet to score a touchdown in this game. And it's going to be 4th and 1 now, hopefully, for the Jets. 17-6 Los Angeles. 3 laps to go for Cody Johnson. Perrin Huggins, 2 1/3 seconds behind him. Jacob Prince on the outside in car number 9, really trying to squeeze down on Huggins, tearing up those tires. Both cars getting really loose out of the corner. 2 to go next time by. And you really hope that the obvious doesn't happen. What a run for Nick Kaufman, Sean Anderson, Dakota Dahl. Fewer than 3 miles remain in this race for Cody Johnson. Perrin Huggins is in second. Dakota Long's in third. Huggins finally clears Prince. Still clutching it into the corner. Was that a wiggle by Huggins? Does he have the fuel? White flag is out, and it's a race no matter what happens. What a long distance we have run tonight. It is the longest race of the season for any track smaller than 2.5 miles. Cody Johnson leading this race in these final laps, and it will be strategy that won him the championship last year. It will be strategy that gets him through to the next round. Johnson off of turn 4. He wins at Charlotte. Shuts the engine off in victory with just enough gas to make it. Perrin Huggins in second. Dakota Long comes home in third. There's Jacob Prince with almost no more gas left. Cody Johnson gets the victory at Charlotte. He is through to the next round of the ENEA playoffs. And I guess that does it for Cody Johnson. All right, fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to have podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium with our top 3 drivers, starting with Dakota Long in the 2-3 TRD Ford. Another podium for you, Dakota. Same thing last week as well, and these are starting to add up. Could you be peaking at the right time, right when the playoffs begin?
Yeah, I definitely think so here, Rick. Just got to keep putting these good finishes together and stay out of trouble, and I think we'll be there. We'll have a say-so at the end of this thing.
Next week, we're going to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Do you have a chance to do better than third?
Well, definitely, there's always a chance. You just never know how these things are going to turn out, but we'll definitely give it a run for its money and see what we got next week.
We'll see you in a week. Congratulations on bronze.
Thanks.
Tonight's silver medalist, Perrin Huggins. And Perrin, I think it's a surprise to say that you didn't win tonight's race after 5 victories this season, but the long run really just goes to Cody Johnson in all facets. What more could you have done to beat him?
It killed my whole race when I got race hard by the lap car and the James Staples. I don't know why he raced the leader so hard, but yeah, at least I made it to hit on gas this time and didn't run out. So that's a plus, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad Steve J won. He's a good dude, and I just wish I had clean air. It is what it is, man.
We'll see you in a
Move on.
week's time. Congratulations on that silver medal. And tonight's winner on the top of the podium, Cody Johnson. Champ, your only win of the season now comes at the beginning of the playoffs. And what a way to start your intentions to get 2 titles in a row.
Yeah, it worked out there at the end. I didn't think that the way the stages were broken down, I didn't think it was going to be a fuel race, but they had some cautions there. And first stage was kind of rough. I bumped the wall one time. Couldn't really keep pace with Perrin, and so I was anxious to see if I'd just better run with him there at the end. But luckily, it worked out to where we could be easy on the throttle and save a little bit of fuel and make it work, man.
2 wins in a row next week at Indy. What do you say?
Probably not, but we're gonna give it a shot though.
We're going to see you in a week then. Congratulations on gold. All
right, man. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Fans at home, another ENEA chapter in the books and a great way to start these playoffs. I mean, what a race. I'm exhausted. I don't know about you all. So it's time for a nice zesty beverage, and we're going to wind on down to bed here. Chargers and Jets here just completely upside down. Jets are going nowhere, but what else is new? This Thursday, the Gen 4 cars will be right here on Rick James TV. And I don't even know where the hell we're going to be. Someone tell me here. I don't know. Let me take a look at this TNT schedule and tell you where we're going to be. You're going to be there, too. I know you will if you're listening to this. Rockingham. There we go. Gen 4 cars at the Rock. You want to see some loose race? You thought the cars were loose tonight. I'm telling you. Come up Thursday night right here on Rick James TV. We're going to see some Gen 4 cars slipping and sliding around the Rock. But tonight's winner, Cody Johnson, starting the playoffs right with a victory. Thursday night, we'll see you here for Gen 4 cars at the Rock. And then next Monday night, the next Gen cars go to the Brickyard at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 8:30 p.m. right here on Rick James TV. And until that next race, everybody, please stay safe, take care of each other, and we will